back with another one, man. Today we are about to get into this whole conspiracy of this Sexyy Red ordeal. Why they're trying to push this debauchery on us, and what you can do to protect yourself. Well, if you're a female, at least. At least.
Hold on now, Playboy.
Oh, you got it, babe.
Let's go.
Sexyy Red. Have you heard of this artist? Probably not if you're listening to this podcast. I certainly had not heard of this artist until a couple of weeks ago, and I wear that like a badge of honor. But let me tell you about her and tell you why she is relevant. Sexyy Red has 3.2 million followers on Instagram. She's got 1.2 million followers on Twitter. And on TikTok, she enjoys...
And if you ain't heard of Sexyy Red by now, you're probably living under a goddamn rock. And I don't know where the hell you've been in the last 6 months to a year. She's probably the most popular female artist, got the most raunchy, ratchet-ass lyrics, got every girl twerking, shaking, doing a TikTok dance to her music. Everybody done heard of Sexyy Red. So, yeah, we just gonna get into a little bit of the backstory and who actually owns Sexyy Red. Who's pushing this shit on us?
Real
1.8 million followers. So what are they following? Well, a lot, apparently. By the way, she went to a high school in St. Louis, Missouri a few weeks back, and they rejoiced. They were already listening to hip hop music. Suddenly, Sexyy Red walked into the gym, and they went absolutely crazy. The students were like, oh my goodness, Elvis is back from the dead. Eventually, the school officials wanted her to leave because it caused such a ruckus. So yeah, she's kind of a big deal. But she became a bigger deal last week when I declined to cover her because I was so physically sickened by what I was looking at, when she hosted a baby shower for her second child, and she was with her baby daddy. Very proud to be with her baby daddy at this baby shower. And this isn't your traditional kind of baby shower. This one got a little spicy, a little fun.
Got a little hood up in that motherfucker. Let's just keep it real, like.
Take a look at this video.
Wow.
Not what I would have worn to my baby shower, not how I would have danced at my baby shower, certainly not. But it wasn't this that captured all the headlines. It was actually another video, which I am not going to show you because it, again, physically nauseates me. But I will show you a still of the video.
Appreciate you for pulling
And
up.
here it is. In case you can't make out what that is, that's Sexyy Red bent over in a man that is in between her butt cheeks. There's just no other way to say that. That man.
He's spreading that goddamn it. Spreading the butter. Spreading the biscuit. Laying the butter. On camera.
Man.
That's somebody's mama.
And is her baby daddy. He is wearing a mask.
Simping, bro.
It's just filth. There's no other way to say it. It's pornography, I guess, is another word that you can use. And as I have always said, what we are seeing right
He done buttered this girl biscuit on cam.
now is a decline in culture, full stop, but particularly in Black America. There's things that you would never imagine. So the question is, how does somebody this grotesque, somebody this filthy, get a platform? Right?
Yeah, how?
Certainly it can't be happening organically. I don't think that the majority of people, I'd like to think at least.
Because it's funny, when I hear people talking about Sexyy Red, the average person is like, nah, I would never let my daughter listen to Sexyy. I would never let my kids listen to Sexyy Red's music.
Now,
like,
you know, it's like even crazier,
that's
though.
what the average person is saying.
Like back in the day, bro, like Sexyy Red's archetype was seen as doing too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was seen as doing too goddamn much. For now, for some reason, it's okay. Like, I just don't understand.
You stupid.
Because this is the generation to do the most. Say whatever to get viral, go famous, blow up.
It was okay to be hood. But god damn it, bro, not that hood.
Man, this Sexyy Red done added a new level to this shit.
The majority of people would be like, wow, look at this woman who at her baby
Pound Town.
shower is bent over half naked with a man's face between her butt cheeks. Let me follow her. No, there's something, again, artificial that's happening in the background.
And if you're just getting in here, man, make sure to like the video, man. S.E.T Media over here breaking down Sexyy Red, how she getting pushed on us. And we break down shit like this on a daily, man. So make sure to hit that subscribe button if you're feeling the content. Got a membership program for extra value. And yeah, man, S.E.T Media.
Well,
Go.
she really got a lot of fame when she released a song called Pound Town. Don't worry, I'm going to spare you the lyrics, but use your own imagination. And here is just 7 seconds of that music video that she released to go along with it.
Where the come looking for the hoes? Quit playing, cause I go cold. Pound Town, just left Pound Town.
What culture is that?
Bro.
Whose culture is that? Please spare me.
She said, I'm looking for the hose.
I'm weak. So my vagina's pink and my anus holes are brown.
My sphincter.
Crazy.
Hey, that's wild.
Yes,
and she made
it's
it into
black.
a song, put it on a catchy beat, and she got everybody,
Saying that
daughter,
shit.
sister, mama twerking to it.
Culture.
That
I'm
shit
so glad we're
crazy.
covering this, by the way. This is what we should be doing in Black History Month. We should actually be covering Black present because it matters more. And let me tell you, what you just saw is not Black culture. That is the
it's not.
corrosion of what once was Black culture. But I was interested,
That's ratchet culture, if that is a thing.
you know, because obviously yesterday we showed you that Ice Cube was talking to Bill Maher, and he was saying that this was very intentional, that there were people that were intentionally feeding this sort of music to the Black community because it also feeds the prison system. And you can imagine that some of those extras in that music video, and maybe even Sexyy Red herself, might spend some time in prison in the future. It wouldn't be hard to imagine that.
Well,
Man,
And so I looked into who.
if you look at how close the street lifestyle and the rap lifestyle is aligned, or just how much they emulate each other, then yeah, it's no wonder why half of these rappers be in and out of jail. If they really rapping the shit they live in, then these niggas is supposed to be going to jail for real, for real.
God damn.
Yeah.
platformed
All in
this young
accordance.
woman, actually, who is the record.
You rap about drugs, guns, killing niggas,
It's all
doing niggas shiesty, backdooring
man,
niggas, getting
man,
shit
man.
back in blood, spinning the block to make sure niggas is gone. We don't aim for the leg, we aim for tops.
company or the
All
media
for furtherance of
conglomerate
the
that's
white man's
behind her.
agenda.
And it turns out that first it was an independent record that picked her up in 2021, but then in 2023, and the reason why she's starting to gain so much popularity, a media company called Gamma began distributing her music, and Gamma has a lot of power. I'll tell you why Gamma has a lot of power, because the two individuals that started Gamma, one of them came out of Apple. His name is Larry Jackson, and
And that's who you should highlight, look up, and do some additional research on. If you
the coon.
wonder who pushes this shit on us, who's at the top of this shit, it's not always a tiny hat, goddammit. It's sometimes it's
It's one of our own who works with him.
oh God.
Like, bro.
So this is somebody to look to hold accountable if you was just as outraged about these Sexyy Reds spawning from nowhere as I am.
second one of them came from Interscope Records. He has a ton of clout in the record community, the music community industry, so to speak. And his name is Ike Youssef. Okay, let's keep going down this. Let's keep following this. Ike Youssef, people might want to stand out and say, okay, who is this guy? Now, when I hear the name Youssef, it instantly signals to me that this person is either Muslim or Jewish.
Yeah, he's Jewish.
Arab, perhaps, the Youssefs that I know in my life. And that's curious because I remain convinced that a Muslim exec and a Jewish exec would never put a Muslim and a Jewish artist that was putting this sort of music on the airwaves onto their platforms.
Oh,
and by the
no,
way,
hell
Yeah,
no.
because they don't want to degenerate their own community. They want to, I ain't gonna lie. They want to degenerate our community. They want to make us degenerates. Not their own, us. They
And
want
they
to promote it to
see
us.
how well it sells to us. They see how strongly we already gravitate towards that type of shit. So why not sell it to us? Is their motto? It's how they're looking at it.
hey, that's not their fault. A lot of times you want to blame, no. Okay, why would you want to get to the top and then harm your own community? It's ridiculous. So you don't blame them for that. But the second person, Larry Jackson, who I mentioned before, is black. And he is the person that I am more interested in. Here is a headline regarding Larry Jackson. He's celebrated, obviously. He's a Black entrepreneur. And the Billboard headline reads, with Gamma, Larry Jackson is putting $1 billion to work for Black culture. Here's another headline. This one is in Afro Tech News.
Hold on. He got $1 billion to degrade our culture?
He's putting it to work to degrade our culture, you should say.
The man like the George Soros of music, pretty much.
And let's be honest, some of that billion is going into artists like Sexyy Red to further denigrate the Black culture and what we got going on. Like, he's not investing, he's divesting.
Yeah, bro, he's Sexyy Red, Ice Spice, and believe Glorilla are the main three they're trying to fund out here and push on us. To the point where they got y'all dudes dancing like females to them.
And what's even worse is you got every other up-and-coming female artist trying to look and sound like them.
It reads, Larry Jackson is on a mission to put $1 billion to work in favor of Black culture with his startup Gamma. In favor of Black culture. He's the face, by the way. More about him. He's the one who recently married Stephanie Shepard, Kim Kardashian's former assistant. So he's very much in the mix. He's very good friends with Oprah Winfrey. And the Black community loves him, by the way. So many photos of him with artists, Black artists. You know, Snoop Dogg loves him. He is celebrated by the Black community. Not like me, you know, oh my gosh, God forbid Candace Owens calling this stuff out. This guy who is making an executive decision to distribute this music to the Black community is a...
Candy's pretty much saying this nigga's the real coon and y'all over here on my ass?
Bro, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, bro, when has Candace ever promoted anything degenerate to the Black community? But we got all these figures in our Black community that we celebrate every day that promote degeneracy.
And I've always said, man, and this might be my most controversial take I've said on Candace, is she's probably more pro-Black than Dr. Umar. And a lot of these other pro-Black conscious niggas y'all be hyping up to be, so for the community. Like, nah, they don't really hold anybody accountable. They don't really promote any change or do anything themselves to promote change in the community. But Candace...
Man.
Hero. And so I got even more interested in him. I just wanted to hear him talk. Man, I mean, maybe this is the kind of music that he grew up with and he loves it. Not the vibe I got. Here is him speaking to Ariana Huffington in an interview. Take a listen.
Have you ever had any mentors who helped you along this life's journey, the things that we're discussing here?
Yeah, my mom and dad, first and foremost, they were the first, for sure. And still, my mom and dad immediately come to mind. You
because they helped you
hear how this man sounds, though? He don't even sound like the type to even bump that type of music. So why is he has a say-so in what we're listening to and what would be good for the community? Be real with you, bro. Don't even look like he grew up in the Black community.
Some of these people are not of the culture. They didn't grow up within the culture.
But they got say in the culture.
They just profit off of the culture.
Vlad.
Monetize
Adam.
The culture. These is what you call culture vultures. And yes, you can be Black and be one.
Perspective.
In the African-American household,
The
to have
true
two
Uncle
parents who've
Ruckus.
been married for 45 years is a very unusual
The
thing.
true house nigga. The
It's
true
something that I
sellout.
really, I find to be unique and special. And the spine and the backbone of my life. So their wisdom and also like the freedom and the latitude that they gave me at such an early age. I don't even know why they even did really at all, but they did. Just to be me was the initial mentorship that I needed to really kind of get to the first few points that were pretty vital and important.
So what did we learn in that clip? Well, we learned that Larry Jackson came from a two-parent home, a stable household. Parents married for 45 years. I did some more digging. He went to Catholic school. He ran cross country. He worked hard from the time that he was young. He was winning awards because he had an interest as he was working.
So why doesn't that man promote music to, I don't know, make people want to live his lifestyle? Be, high performers in academia.
Be
and out there in the workforce. Yeah. Go start their own businesses and music companies. Like, why doesn't he promote that? Why doesn't he promote the
Yeah, I know. It's because that's what sells. Like I said, these people are not of the culture. They just profit off the culture.
No, that's what them boys want him to sell.
That's true too.
And you know who he working with.
That's true too. He hand in hand with them niggas. Don't leave that out.
Bring around the rosy ass nigga.
Don't leave that out.
In radio, got his foot through the door, did everything right in life so that when he got to the top, he could feed the community filth, absolute filth. And so I reserve a special kind of hatred for these sorts of individuals because they are somehow celebrated by the Black community. Me, no. Candace Owens is a coon. She's a traitor to her own race because she talks about ethics and standards and morals and the disintegration of race. But this guy, Larry Jackson, who is on his path to becoming a billionaire and who is intentionally picking up music like Sexyy Red, music that, let me be very clear to you guys, he does not listen to, okay? He obviously...
He doesn't. You know he doesn't. He's probably listening to classical, throwback, maybe R&B at most. But he's not listening to no Sexyy Red. He's not listening to no trap rappers, none of these niggas that he promotes or are on his label.
Well, that's a 98.9 ass nigga, bro. That's
Hell God.
R&B and classic soul ass nigga.
And nothing more.
Gets up in the morning in his mansion, is not putting filth in his ear. Because why would he? Larry Jackson is aspirational. He wants his children with Stephanie Shepard, if they have in the future, to be aspirational as well. He will not allow a minute of Sexyy Red's music to be played in front of his children. But he's playing a game, right? Obviously, he knows how to get rich, and either he is a useful idiot who doesn't recognize what he's doing. I don't think that's the truth.
Yeah.
Or is he...
Yeah, or he just knows what spins, and he's doing this harmlessly, you know, but how coincidental could that be?
Yep.
You know, very unlikely. He's doing
No,
it
you
on
guys
purpose.
pick. I just think it's stunning, and we need to start recognizing what is happening when we observe American culture by and large, because it's happening all over the place. That's why we've covered Ariana Grande, different artists as well that are producing filth and getting women.
Ariana Grande, the backstabber who F's
The
their,
homebreaker.
Bro, the homewrecker that goes out there and F's her best friend's husband, then dumps the husband just be like, nah, I just wanted your husband and show you that I can dump him. Like, bro.
To
Real
debase
mean girl.
themselves.
Man,
But this
real bad
one,
girl.
during Black History Month, I have to say, it draws a
gal.
lot of
Bad
ire
gal.
from me.
Real
I
bad gal.
apparently make everybody mad, though. What do I know? That's all I'm going to say about that. Okay, now it's time for some topics du jour.
All right. Now, since this video is all about Sexyy Red, shout out to Candace Owens, but we're going to get into a deeper breakdown and background of Sexyy Red, and shout out to my man Trapmore Ross.
On the 15th of March 2024, Sexyy Red released her latest single, Get It Sexy. This came with a raucous music video featuring the biggest streamer in the world, Aiden Ross, recreating the classic scene from American Pie, as well as a scene where Sexyy Red was on a date with Drake and rejected him. She knocked back the most successful rapper that's ever lived. Now that's a ballin' music video. This track was a guaranteed success, and as of just 12 days since the release of the video, as I'm writing this story, it's racked up over 4 million views. Now Sexyy Red has become rapidly the most buzzing female rapper in the music industry, but behind the music is a dark secret, a shady formula encoded into her persona that aims to provoke and piss off anybody who comes across her music. From the release of her breakout single, Pound Town,
And if you think back to the first time you heard Sexyy Red's music, you probably was like, what the hell is this? Oh my God, what the hell am I hearing?
Debauchery.
My vagina is pink and my sphincter is brown. What the hell?
Where'd you find this?
You was probably outraged.
Man.
You was probably beside yourself. Ain't know what to think. And
Like-
that's exactly how they wanted you to feel. They got you.
I ain't gonna lie, I kind of seen this coming from female rappers. I'm just be real with you. It's like they just got like more and more sexual. And it's
They've
like,
always sold their sexuality.
yeah, and it's just like, all right, bro. So that's all y'all got. That's all y'all got, sexuality.
And now you got them bending over and rubbing they shit.
And then y'all complain when y'all get sexualized by a nigga. Oh, all y'all see is for y'all sexuality. Well, look at y'all brightest stars, and what are they known for?
Come on now.
Not their
describing
intelligence.
the vivid detail of her nether regions, to her blood gang affiliations, or even her posting her own sex tape to her official Instagram page. In the age of social media today, the rewards seem to go to the people willing to act the most outrageous and offensive. And in many ways, Sexyy Red is the archetype of dialing up your ratchetness to cause maximum offense and making maximum money. But is this really just her being herself, or has her whole persona been a carefully crafted lie with the aim of upsetting as many people as possible and making her and her handlers as rich as possible in the process?
I don't think it's about upset. I think it's about brainwashing as many people as possible and thinking that her lifestyle is suitable for a young woman.
And I'll be honest, it is a well constructed and crafted plan that they set before this young lady, and she just fits the archetype. It could have been any other person,
Bro, it
any
could've
other
been any girl out
from
the
across
hood.
America that could have fit into that sexy red. There's gonna be a sexy blue, a sexy purple. It doesn't goddamn matter, man. It's a formula, and they used it, and they got us. They
Sexy
got
turquoise.
us. Sexy burgundy. It don't fucking matter.
Well, today, we're going to answer that question once and for all. This is the disturbing rise of Sexyy Red. Sexyy Red, real name Janae Nera Werry, was born in the
What the
north side of
fuck?
St. Louis on
Like,
April the
what?
15th, 1998.
Let's just start things off from the beginning. Which part of St. Louis are you from?
The north side.
Okay, that's cool. I mean,
I'm from the
okay.
north side.
All right. Let's go back a little bit, because everybody likes to say this young lady is
Norera.
unattractive, burnt, crispy. I done heard everybody say just about everything.
Werry was born in the north side of
Jamaica.
St. Louis on April the 15th,
But
1998.
Let's just start
If you
things
freeze
off
right
from the
here-
beginning. Which part of St. Louis are you from?
The north.
not a bad looking young lady.
Man, she's like my sister's age. Oh,
Not a
shit.
bad looking young lady before she did all the face
bullshit.
tats and she gained some weight and all that other bullshit.
BBL.
But don't look bad right here, right? Boom.
Side.
Okay, that's cool. I mean,
I'm from the
okay.
north side.
Clearly proud of her city, Sexyy now has the St. Louis Cardinals STL badge tattooed onto her actual face. Now, this is a city with somewhat of a history within hip-hop, admittedly amongst some of the more forgotten and memeable rappers such as Nelly or Chingy. But the city
I don't know about that. Nelly is still pretty prominent. He's like a rap legend, actually.
did arguably produce one of the best drum makers in hip-hop right now, Metro Boomin. In an interview with Sage
BBL Drizzy.
Cheese
Shout out
TV,
Metro.
Sexyy Red actually gave an insight into her early life in St. Louis.
Violence and
Yeah, it just life was miserable. Like I was living with my baby daddy mama. Like I just, wasn't, when you just ain't where you want to be at in life, and you just.
Sexyy explains that she struggled in the past, having a child when she was
Well, you was out there, with the hot pants, out there spreading your legs open,
Had
and
a
you put
kid
yourself
young.
in a situation that you didn't need to be in,
Yep.
with the nigga that you didn't need to be with.
Yep, that's true. And again, Sexyy Red is no different from a lot of females across these inner cities, across the hoods of America, bro.
But if you
everybody
ask her, niggas ain't shit.
Niggas ain't shit. Niggas ain't shit. But a lot of females fall into that situation.
Y'all choices ain't shit.
young and that she had to
Your
share a home with the
decision-making
mother of
ain't
her
shit.
children's father. She would explain that St. Louis is a volatile place and that there's not many opportunities to make it out. However, before she blew up in music, Sexyy had actually managed to make her
That's what everybody says about they small hood. Like, if you're not doing this or that, you can't make it out. You got to be selling drugs or
Rapping or hooping.
scamming, and you're not making it out if you're not doing one of them. So
Boy.
everybody can relate to that.
own lucrative past, escaping the cycle of poverty. She actually became a prominent hairstylist in St. Louis, making a big name for herself in the city. Sexyy actually claims that at one point she was doing everybody's hair, all the way to the point where she was making around $4,000 a month. Even to the point where she would actually have people in the same house who were
Explains how
ops,
she got
setting
that
aside their
studio
beef
time.
momentarily for the opportunity to get their hair done by the GOAT.
I used to do her. I used to do other, like, I could find ways to make money. But my main thing was her, for sure.
is this like through word of mouth? Is it?
No, like, everybody know I was the hood hottest hairstylist. Like, I did everybody her.
Hey.
Everybody named mama her, literally.
Hey, every hood got that bitch. I ain't gonna lie. Every hood got that girl.
And that is the hustle. And
Yeah.
I always respect girls who really tap into that entrepreneur side, because, come on, everybody needs their hair done.
Nah, for real though. Well, every black woman needs their hair done.
Yeah, y'all know how black women is about their hair. So imagine you kind of sweet with the hair. You can do the braiding, you could do the wig installs, whatever. I don't know what styles y'all get nowadays, but you can make some good money doing hair, like, in just really a small area, for real.
Grannies, ops, like, I didn't
He said
have
ops.
beefing in the same, and they in my house. But I ain't know they was beefing, like.
They get their hair
Yeah.
done.
I used to do her, like, real good.
How much do you think you were making a week back then doing hair?
Like, over 1,000.
Like
used
$1,000 a week?
Yeah. It used to be
That's
like
nice
50.
bread.
You said what?
I said that's nice bread.
Yeah, and then I was young. So, and this wasn't normal, because, like, it's like, it wasn't nobody really doing her where I was from. I was the one that was popping doing all the her. And I was the only one that could do the braids that I used to do. So everybody came to me for the sexy red braids, the trill red braids.
Nowadays,
Trill red braids is hilarious.
oh God! And nowadays, girls is charging. probably twice what she was charging when she was doing hair. So you make a nice little killing off of doing hair, makeup, and nails as a girl.
Shit, the barbers are charging twice.
Man, niggas are charging 60, 80 for a cut nowadays.
Bro, I can only imagine what y'all females paying.
Sheesh.
Like that.
However, hair might not have been the only means that Sexyy sought out to make money. St. Louis is far from a safe haven in the United States, and it seems that a lot of people in the city are forced to turn to illegal measures when it comes to getting by and making money.
No, that's not the kind of stuff we do in my city. Like, it be stuff, gun charges, drug charges, fleeing the police, like stealing cars, like that. That's the kind of problems we got where we from.
As of 2017, the city actually has the highest murder rate in the country. And as her name, or even her hair would actually give away, Sexyy Red indeed has close ties with the Blood Gang in St. Louis, particularly on the north side of the city. In these younger pictures of Sexyy Red, she can be seen throwing up the Blood B and sporting her notorious all-red hairstyle, clearly banging blood. And she was seemingly tapped in with the Blood Gang since childhood. More specifically, a subset of the Bloods called the 45 Retta Bloods from the Penrose area. On the St. Louis gang map, we can actually see that their territory is located to the north of the city centre and is surrounded by various different gang sets. The gang is also known to go by the name 4500 Margaretta or the Retta Mob. Now,
Yeah, women serve different roles when it comes to gangs and that type of shit. So just because she was throwing up blood don't mean she did no hits or you know, made no plays or hit the road or nothing like that.
Women are usually jumped or sexed into these gangs. So,
not that much is known about this gang, but there are traces of their heritage scattered all around the internet, such as this
They ain't putting in no work like a nigga is when it comes to being in the game.
Some of them got
video
down
paying
for
homage to the set and showing numerous members of this gang throwing up their signs.
My backyard, I go through the alleyway, there's Margaretta. How the fuck do you run out of weed?
Oh, me. Margaretta, 4500.
Now, Sexy's early life in St. Louis unfortunately saw her becoming a victim to the treacherous streets, as she would publicly mention being involved in shootouts with her own baby's father, with these sort of bang-outs apparently even occurring on the very same day that that couple were going to the hospital to find out the gender of their child.
Thank God that, you know, I mean, you were pregnant, anything could have happened.
Mm-hmm. It was crazy.
Did he start shooting back?
Yeah, it was a shootout. It was a whole shootout. That's the reason he alive.
Sexyy has even mentioned how she's accustomed to this kind of lifestyle, stating outright that she only really wants to date street guys. Now, it seems like over the years growing up in this rough environment led...
Hey, how crazy is that? You almost get in a shootout, you almost die, your kid almost died, and you still like that type of people?
It was the rush of it all. It was almost dying that did it for you.
I ain't gonna lie. It usually be when like something truly endangers a man or endangers his kids, where he'd be like, yeah, I think I need to stop. I think I might need to take a step back here. That happened to her and she still pushed it.
It's a boy or a kid who experiences that and be like, you know what, I like that. Let's do that again. That was fun. That was fun. Type shit.
To street activity being completely normalized in Sexyy Red's life, and she would ultimately find herself being excited by shootouts, police chases, and violence.
But that's the excitement, you know, that's the excitement. That's what street dudes bring. They bring that excitement, like high speed.
And let's keep it a bug. When you, man, it's kind of funny because as a female, when you mess with that dude, you don't experience none of the same risks as they do. You in the passenger at a high speed. You in the passenger of the shootout. So if shit ever hit the fan, you know that nigga going up, not you. Nope. And all you gotta do is hold it down. Yeah, it's all fun and games
That's
for
what
you.
I'm saying.
He experienced all the risk and you experienced all the fun.
Let your ass be on the high speed chase. Oh yeah, that shit ain't gonna be so cute for you no more when you're on the high speed chase, facing 10 years if your ass get caught.
And these niggas would be willing to risk it all just to have a bitch say it was fun. While they doing 10, 15, damn near life in prison over some bullshit.
In front of police. Shootout. Shooting with like that.
And because of her talent in the salon, she was already hood famous in the city, with an unbeatable confidence that meant Sexyy Red was not scared to experiment and try new things to get by. And in 2018, she would make the biggest decision of her life to pick up a microphone and try her hand at rapping.
Mm-hmm. Maybe the face tats?
Yep.
Sexyy Red actually begun rapping out of pure circumstance.
God damn, you got boom right on there.
That's what
square on the jaw.
Yeah, the neck,
the piercing.
Now,
like,
if you scroll back to the beginning of the video, when she was on that first interview, she ain't had none of that.
Not a
came
damn
in low-key soft-spoken for real.
Bro, Loki came in like no tattoos for real. Maybe like one or two, but bro, what I'm seeing now though is like
Right now, you got
She
people
would-
calling her Young Thug. You got people calling her a Big Back Roach. All this other shit. So, yeah, it's crazy.
I ain't gonna lie. Big Back Roach is crazy.
Explained in her first interview, it actually all stemmed from an ex-partner cheating on her. After finding out that the man had betrayed her, Sexyy decided to write and record a diss track aimed at him. And surprisingly, that man's friends would actually quite enjoy the track, and they encouraged her to pursue music and keep putting out songs.
I had a friend, you know, we were talking. He made me mad, so I wrote a diss song about him, and I
Was it a boo or babe?
Yeah,
or
it
something?
was my boo.
Okay.
It was my boo-boo. I made a diss song about him, and I showed it to all his friends, and he was mad, but they was like, she straight hard for real, like, you straight hard. So I was like,
You know, imagine how sorry you would be as a nigga for real if your little little thing made a diss track about you, showed it to the homies, and they was like, I ain't gonna lie, this shit kind of hard for real.
Bro,
like,
I ain't gonna lie. Hey,
turn this shit up. Like, you said that nigga a hoe. Hey, you said that nigga.
Hey, you said that nigga
shit.
gotta walk to the store. Oh shit, bro. Hey, bro, I did have to pick you up from the store that one day. You remember?
This shit hard. Hold on, turn that shit up.
Oh gosh, she snapping on
Following
your
the
ass,
success
G.
of this diss, Sexyy Red would find
That's
deeper
it.
confidence for her new craft, because then she decided to make an official track. This time, it was a remix to FBG Duck's classic street anthem, Slide. Sexyy Red was clearly influenced by Chicago drill, likely due to the similar havoc that was ongoing in the streets of St. Louis and the activities of her own gang. Now, the lyrics of her version of the song would include Sexyy rapping about finessing men for their money, rapping things like, first I do that sweet talk, and then we milk him for them bands, as well as claiming that she has plenty of smoke, or how she would roll her ops up in a backwood. In the second verse, Sexyy would actually show early signs of her future self, describing her dealings with men and stealing other people's partners in vulgar detail. And despite the audio and production quality being fairly low, it was clear from the content that Sexyy Red had the charisma.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. If a hood bitch want your nigga, bro.
Oh,
She wants
man.
your nigga. Oh, bro, man. She damn near might get it. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
Oh man.
She just might get your nigga.
Oh man.
Like I know y'all hate to hear it, but oh man,
She
hood
said,
bitch
man.
want your man.
I remember when
want your nigga.
Man, I remember when. Oh man, I remember when people used to say that, bro. That was what people used to say when you really turning up for real too. You really just saying that just on some random shit, like, hey, turning up on some hood
She
shit,
chose
like.
to stick it out at music. And while her
That
flow
was,
and lyrics were
French
certainly
Montana.
juvenile, the
Damn
song
near.
itself gained enough traction to make a serious name for herself within St. Louis. Perhaps it wasn't the most sonically pleasing, but the track showed Sexyy Red's ability to unapologetically be herself. Now, the track itself eventually even got the attention from the original slider FBG Duck himself, and Duck would actually even be there on the day of the video shoot. In a now resurfaced interview, Sexyy can even be seen standing behind Duck, holding a huge wad of cash and discussing her career. Now, Sexyy hadn't even come up with her rap name at this point, and when she was asked about it, she would respond that she doesn't know what it is, but that it needs to be something with red in it.
What's your rap name?
I don't know yet. Song with red, though.
The interviewer then asks her who was the man that she finessed to get the wad of cash that she was holding.
So who you finessed to get that band right there?
I can't tell y'all.
Okay, yeah.
That ain't y'all business.
Now, hilariously, at this point, FBG Duck actually gets upset and forces the cameraman to end the interview, leading many commenters to believe that this money was in fact his, sparking speculation he may well have got up in them guts.
Who was the you finessed to get that?
Tonight, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Another clip would actually surface from this day,
Hey,
showing Sexyy
yo,
Red dancing with
wow.
Duck and FBG Young
Groupie.
to release
Yo.
songs. And there was yet another funny clip.
So you telling me we let a groupie hoe get famous?
What you
Aw,
mean? That's how
man.
they all get famous.
Oh man, bro. So that's what I ain't gonna lie. Revenge of the groupie hoes are coming now. Man, beware, bro. You better tell your girl to fight that groupie hoitis.
Sexyy Red allegedly trying to sneak Duck's money
Needs
into her bag.
lotion.
Now,
Uncle
years
Pete,
later,
man.
Sexyy would discuss this night with Sexy's TV, giving credibility to the rumors that the money was indeed not hers, as she even admits that she only had $30 in her pocket.
You went to Chicago with $30 in your pocket?
Not even $30. Like, me and my friend, we used to just be doing just traveling. And then one of
Oh
us.
yeah, go to a whole city with no money and then just come up off some niggas. I done seen that play
I'm be
countless
real with
times,
you.
bro.
Nah,
Done
she
seen it
probably
play
got her.
countless times.
Nah, be real. She got her a Chicago nigga, and the Chicago nigga was running them plays with her in and out of town. That's usually how these women get into this type of stuff is through the man that they're dealing with at that current moment. Oh man, don't I know so many?
Or it could have just been some shit where her friend set it up, where it was a situation where they linked up with some niggas.
Man, hoes
and-
ain't got no connections.
Man, what What you mean? Instagram is all the connects. Instagram is all the connects. That's
Every
how she linked up with
connection
Doug.
a bitch
That's how she
has
linked up
through
with
a
Doug.
man.
That's how she linked up with Doug.
It was through a man.
When I had
Through her
no
music,
money,
low key.
I'd be like, bitch, we gonna split this. 15.
Now, Sexyy
I'm
was
definitely
aware of
gonna
the
put money
traction
on
that
it.
her name was building, and she decided to continue to pursue music. And the next song she came up with truly had the city divided. On the 1st of July 2018, Sexyy Red released a video for her official single, 1,000 Jugs. Just like Slide, this was another remix or reworking of a classic song. This time, the sample features the instrumental to Vanessa Carlton's hit, 1,000 Miles, the single that was made viral by the classic Terry Crews dancing scene in the movie White Chicks. Now, Sexyy Red would claim that she saw a remix of the song online and decided to give her own go at rapping on the beat.
So how did 1,000 Jugs come about?
Well, I was on the internet and I seen a dude had did it and he was saying boom boom. So I'm like, ooh, I can remix this. But I was just playing when I did it.
And it was this single that actually took Sexyy to another level in St. Louis, but maybe not for the reason she had hoped. In the interview, Sexyy explains that most of the people around her
This bitch slightly talented.
Oh yeah, she
Damn
ain't
it.
trash. Like, I don't like the content, but like, hey, I ain't gonna lie and say her shit ain't catchy though.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie. We could have stirred her in a different direction of music, and she'd probably still be making hits, low key.
But this is what, like I said, this is what motherfuckers be wanting to hear. She come from that already hood lifestyle, so this was the music she want to make. It just is what it is. But I can't say Sexyy Red trash.
Okay.
She got a little bit of slide in her.
Clowned her for this song and told
Just
her
the
not
way
to
she
put it
come
out
up with
as it would
stuff.
make
I
her a
can tell.
joke.
She got some
And
creativity.
then I recorded it and everybody was laughing at me. In the studio when I recorded, I'm like, shoot, what's funny?
Yeah,
But she's still an industry slave.
Right, I'm like, and then that's when some people liked it. But they like, man, don't record that. Don't put that out there like that. You're going to make a joke of yourself. You're going to make a joke of yourself. So I was like, kind of didn't want to put it out like that. I had been wrote that song. I just never dropped it.
When listening to the song, it becomes clear as to why many were taken off guard by the track, as Sexyy sings her take on 1,000 Miles, reimagining the chorus in her exaggerated ratchet voice. The song itself is compiled of hilarious boom boom ad-libs and features tongue-in-cheek lyrics of her rapping about killing goofies. Sexyy appears to even reference a possible run-in with her ops on the song, suggesting that she'd sent them running so fast that they left behind their tennis shoe. Now, the verses of the song weren't exactly filled with complex bars or metaphors, but it was a perfect depiction of Sexyy Red's ratchet personality. And from here, Sexyy decided to ignore her haters, going forward with the record, even filming an equally outrageous music video, with her toting guns and walking around her St. Louis hood with a goofy-looking man who looks like...
And that's kind of what grabbed you about Sexyy Red is that she just say whatever low key is like. She don't really got that traditional, I'm a rap about, I don't know, like she the first female rapper to come out and just really just start rapping about her butt, her asshole, like for real, like raunchy ass lyrics, nice little beat.
I would say it's the raunchiness.
That's what I'm saying. Like with the beat combined to it, she's not trash. I don't know. It's a formula behind it that makes it kind of sell. It makes people listen to it for real.
He has no business
Right.
being
And
there.
she's
There were
really
scenes of
relatable,
Sexyy
I'm
Red
be real
strumming
with
an AR rifle like a guitar.
Like, I'm gonna be real with you. Like, come on, we all know Sexyy Red. Like,
Oh yeah. She your average hood bitch for real.
you know, she your average fine hood bitch.
That's debatable.
That-
Niggas over here calling her Young Thug.
Well, you know, before the makeup. And
That's what I said. She ain't look too bad before she did all that for real. But
Yeah, but we all know a Sexyy Red who low key moves like her.
Man,
Just
nah,
because she
facts.
got a little looks to her, it's like, bro, she all over the place.
that's why I said she's moving different cities. I don't know if she had the connection already there, but she the type, man, she'd make a connection while she get there. You ain't telling me a nigga in the hood just pick her ass up.
Yep. Take her to the pros.
Just start riding around with her. Yeah.
Take her to the pros. Isn't it?
Literally.
Bro, that's what we do. We pick them up, take them to the pros every trip.
Around the neighborhood with
Pros
that goofy.
was
Now, Sexyy Red
Chicago.
really didn't take herself too seriously.
So
She
she can
clearly
scam and
understood
finesse.
the recipe for going viral on the internet, which doesn't always have to rely on good quality music or well thought out lyrics. In the end, she chose to release that single that many people had clowned her for, ultimately doubling down on the theme with an equally outrageous music video. But it turned out she had actually made the right choice, as the video amounted to hundreds of thousands of views, making her a household name in the streets of St. Louis. That single would land her first radio interview on Hot 104.1 FM, where in a wholesome display she would was actually joined by her own mother. Sexyy had already been making legitimate moves to further her career in the city, even performing Slide to a big crowd in St. Louis just days after 1,000 Jugs was released. Sexyy by this point clearly realized there was a formula to getting views and going viral. She had the image, the lyrics, and the gangster affiliations that she would need to blow up in rap music quickly. And the more outrageous her songs and videos and lyrics were,
I ain't gonna lie, she connected herself with the right people and got right.
Had that hood connect, had that authenticity,
The
and she
street
wasn't
stamp.
bad.
She had the stamp of the streets. I
She
ain't
wasn't
gonna
bad.
lie. She rizzed it.
She wasn't bad. Music wasn't bad. She didn't play the diss track for her boyfriend's homies, and they, man, I ain't gonna lie, you sliding, you hard.
The more fame and
That's how she knew
success
she
she would
had
see,
something.
whether people hated her or not. It may be possible that 1,000 Jugs was so influential that it might have even been the inspiration for Young and Ace to choose that very same beat in 2021 when him and other ATK members chose to record the classic diss track Who I Smoke, which I covered extensively in my video about the war in Jacksonville. But anyway, in her interview, Sexyy Red would actually give an insight into how she felt becoming a meme off the back of these records.
About and how you feel like getting put on like all these different social media platforms.
I mean, like, it's just crazy to me. I did not think, it's just so funny to me when I just go on, like, the internet and see me as a meme and see what people say about me, because I'm like, I never thought that I would get out there all the way like that. Like,
And now she clouded up. Every rapper want to be affiliated. You got Chief Keef. You got Drake want to be affiliated with her.
Bro, she got that industry push though.
And it's strategic. You might be like, oh, no, they just love her because she's so lit, she's so fun. It's like, nah, they're attaching themselves to her because she's going to blow. Sexyy Red she going to be at the top of the music industry for females for the next little bit of time.
If Drake's around you, you're going somewhere.
And that Drake cosign is good for him and her.
I was always popular all my life though. Like, everybody already knew me in the city, but now it's viral. Like,
that personality,
it's
really.
weird.
You was on your Insta story the other day and you was walking and dude was like, hey, I know you. A couple dudes stopped you. How that feel now?
Everybody stop me everywhere I go now.
Yeah.
Everywhere I go. It don't matter where I go. I go to the nail shop. I can go to the beauty supply, the supermarket. They gonna be like, you Sexyy Red. You just, hey, was you that girl on that video with that white boy with that ponytail with that, like, they always say stuff.
And she would go on to explain that she saw social media as a blessing.
So I
That'd
always
be you blow up in your city first and then everywhere else.
ask people this question. Do you feel like social media is a curse or a blessing?
It's a blessing.
Yeah.
Because back in the day, it was harder for people to get noticed without social media. But now that you got social media, it's so much faster for people to get seen and go viral and stuff like this. Like, that's a blessing.
Now,
4
having
different
just released 2
platforms you can
songs,
blow
Sexyy
on.
Red at this point was getting very clued up on how to manipulate the audience for views and exposure. And Sexyy Red would aim to keep this momentum going, releasing the drug anthem Free Smoke in the same month as 1,000 Jugs. And in the next year, on the 1st of January 2020, Sexyy would follow that up with another street anthem
I
called
ain't
North
gonna lie
Side.
though, she was like the
Damn,
women's.
she been doing this shit for 5 years?
Bro.
She been out that long.
Oh God, bro, she like the women's NBA young boy.
Nah, no kid.
It's like, man, all the ratchet and degeneracy all wrapped up in one, man.
Eating that shit up.
Man, hey, man, women's getting theirs too, I guess.
On this song, she chose to lean heavily into her blood gang affiliations, choosing a strategy not dissimilar to what Fake Blood 6ix9ine had done to go viral
Or
just a
Cardi
few years
B.
before this.
Y'all remember Cardi B, Bodak Yellow? She was heavy banging red in that motherfucker.
In the video, Sexyy was seen sporting a red bandana, patterned shorts, and a red rag tied to her hand whilst throwing up numerous blood gang signs. And the lyrics themselves would pay homage to her North Side roots, even dissing other neighborhoods in St. Louis, such as the West and South Side. And she would even claim in the song that she is personally down to go on drills. But sadly, unlike 6ix9ine's blood antics, this song didn't actually get the attention that Sexyy was looking for. And ultimately, she chose to take...
Can you imagine women have their own section of gangsterism where they're sliding on each other and all of a sudden? Can you just imagine women getting into this shit like, oh yeah, I slid on that bitch. Yeah, them bitches ain't gonna do shit. And now we got bitches really out here strapped up, riding around like niggas. Like, bro, that could be the future if we don't get a hold of this shit.
Bitches doing drills and shit.
Sliding on
Out
the
on
ops.
hits and shit, spinning blocks.
The ops might be your girl.
You know, bitch can't drive, so you know they ain't got no aim.
Nah,
Shit about to get real treacherous.
Take a brief hiatus, returning to her roots at the salon.
So rap wasn't working out, you know, the last few years.
I mean, it was working. My music was still going up.
You definitely were, and no disrespect, like you definitely were doing your thing. Like you were household name in your city. You were doing your thing, moving around. You had shows and you had fans.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about like you couldn't get the things that you really wanted off rap. So I don't want to disrespect your early career, but what were you doing to make money while you were trying to, you know, build that nationwide buzz?
I used to do her.
But in 2021, Sexyy Red would come back to music, releasing a number of singles, which led up to her debut mixtape titled Ghetto Superstar. And to kick off the year, she released the shockingly titled track, Slob on My Cat. This was obviously a homage to the hip-hop classic by 3 6 Mafia, Slob on My Knob. And it would appear that Sexyy Red had another smart strategy of using famous samples of classic records to amplify her career. The original 3 6 Mafia song was an example of one of the most vulgar tracks in the early days of hip-hop that ultimately picked up a lot of attention, which made it a great choice for Sexy's emerging style. And her choice of lyrics certainly did not disappoint. And the next year, Sexyy would release the music video for that song, which ultimately went on to be her biggest hit at that point. And Sexyy would continue releasing her singles, as well as a slew of videos, such as the drill-inspired track Hood Bitch, where she can be seen holding up guns and red blood rags. At this point, Sexyy was picking up steam in the industry, and soon, celebrity cosigns would give her a much-needed stamp of approval. In 2022, JT from the City Girls would give...
Hey, man, she gave Hood Bitches pride, man.
She kind of did.
Hey,
she
man.
kind of did, for real. Like, that's what I'm saying. Every up-and-coming artist now is literally going for that Sexyy Red mode. Like, that's what it is to be a popping-ass female artist now. Yeah, they don't want to be Nicki Minaj no more. They want to be Sexyy Red.
Yeah, I know, because now it's okay to be a degenerate female.
I mean, Nicki Minaj was kind of like that pretty girl, like that glam girl.
High-class woman.
But Sexyy Red is that hood bitch. It's more attainable. It's that let us skin you in.
I'm weak.
You have, no matter how crispy it is.
Like, Sexyy Red a public
it's so low class,
anybody
can be it.
Okay.
When you set the bar so low.
Recent singles at the time were all amassing good views in the hundreds of thousands. Sexyy Red had barely tapped into her full potential at this time. But the next year, 2023, one song in particular would launch her to the very top tier of the rap world.
Oh, shit.
Say, take key, fuck the niggas up.
Sexyy Red had ended 2022 on a high note, securing herself a feature with R&B superstar Summer Walker on the song Sense That God Gave You. But this song was unlike any other Summer Walker song, as it appears to be almost a parody of the ratchet-style music that Sexyy Red has gotten so good at making. Summer herself can clearly sing exceptionally well, but on this track, she chose purposely to change her tone and style to fit in with Sexyy Red's style, with the same explicit and shocking style of lyrics that you would expect, along with a music video with the same vibes, which actually would depict a pregnant Summer Walker twerking and dancing around a gas station alongside Sexyy as they rapped along to the vulgar song while holding a baby.
That Sexyy Red influence, goddammit. The Sexyy Red effect, goddammit.
Ain't no way.
She came into the industry so authentic, and that's this is the power of being authentic. You're gonna influence people whether for the good or for the bad. She came in the industry just being herself, and look what she got. Singers, R&B singers doing.
Man.
This bitch Summer Walker done hopped in the hood of the car twerking, and she pregnant.
Damn, man. Her
Track would give Sexyy a lot of momentum moving into 2023, landing 8 million views.
Her energy is contagious, apparently. He's like, what? Pregnant twerking on the car? Oh, yeah. Yup.
Making
been
her
brainwashed.
biggest
You have
appearance
been
on a song to
brainwashed.
date. And in January 2023, Sexyy Red would ultimately release her massive hit, Pound Town, produced by beat-making beast Tay Keith. And although the song featured very typical lyrics of what we've come to expect of Sexyy Red by this point, there was one bar in particular that caused the song to spread like wildfire. It was a bar where she... how can I put this? She described the colour of her various holes. The official music video for that track also released the very same month. However, it wasn't until the boxed-in live performance at a wig store was released that caused the song to go more viral than ever. The combination of the hilarious lyrics and the backdrop, as well as the goofy security guard standing behind Sexyy, was ultimately the ultimate recipe to cause this song to go super viral. Her formula worked, and the song had people talking all about her holes from all over the world. Whether there was hate or not, it gained a lot of extra views and traction for Sexyy Red, leading many people to circulate interesting conspiracies about how exactly this talentless rapper had become so famous all of a sudden. It's easy to call someone an industry plant when you're oblivious to the
I ain't
amount of
gonna
work
lie. Hold on,
famous.
G. Bro was cooking because a group of white men sitting in a boardroom somewhere decided to find the poorest, most uneducated black female out there, tell them they will make her rich, and as long as she makes music that degrades all black women and destroy their image. The same group of racist white people that found poor hold on. He cooking.
I found poor drug dealing young brothers in the projects, Biggie, Puffy, Jay-Z, etc. And set them up to be millionaires by making songs that stereotype black men for decades. No other race of people are stupid enough to fall for that BS. Damn. Well, shit.
all of a sudden. It's easy to call someone an industry plant when you're oblivious to the amount of work that they've been putting in for years. 2 months after this, Sexyy would release another official video for her track Pound Town, which now sits on a whopping 33 million views. At this point, she had reached a new peak in the industry and actually became the hottest thing in hip-hop, receiving co-signs from many industry giants like Nicki Minaj, who even made a part 2 to Pound Town. Sexyy would release 2 more singles that matched the hype of Pound Town in June 2023, one of which being Sexyy, another Tay Keith produced banger that pushed Sexyy Red further into the mainstream conversation. Sexyy remained calculated in her moves, even making the Sexyy dance attached to the song go viral in its own right.
Like, do y'all know what that means? Ski. Okay, ski. That's when, like, if you see a cute girl or somebody with a big booty, or you trying to holler at somebody, or they call that the geek call. The geek. A geek is a crackhead, a dope fiend. Like, when you serving geeks where I'm from, that's a geek call. Like, if you see some geeks on the other side of the street, like, ski, so they know you got that in. Yeah, but that's what we do. Round.
Now, these tactics that were used to promote Sexy's music and pump up the streams were really working. And now, Sexyy is sitting on an astronomical 31 million views. Sexyy was at an all-time high at this point, and she would even launch her own lip gloss brand. And in typical fashion, she took the vulgar energy of her music and applied it to selling her products, with the shock factor making her launch super viral too. She would actually name each product in the lineup of lip glosses after famous lyrics from her songs, with one even being named after an STD. She would use names like Coochie Juice, Booty Hole Brown, Coochie Pink, Nut, and Gonorrhea. That's crazy, but super viral. I mean, it's clear that Sexyy was deliberately going after outrage to get people talking about her, and it was working like a charm. However, it was by this point that some of the...
Hey, Yellow Discharge is crazy.
Sex on my period, though. Hold on.
Yellow Discharge is wild.
Coochie Pink, Sex on my period, Gonorrhea, Yellow,
and Nut.
New shades coming in Nut White.
Hey, Yellow Discharged available.
After outrage to get people talking about her, and it was working like a charm. However, it was by this point that some of the public began to speak out about how they were disgusted by the lyrical content and Sexyy Red's unapologetic attitude in her music videos. Many articles and video essays would be released debating whether having role models around like Sexyy Red was actually doing harm to society rather than just providing entertainment, with all of this discourse raising more difficult questions about females' place in hip-hop and whether talent takes a backseat over sex appeal. To the masses, it could be argued that as long as a female has the image, sex appeal, and raunchy lyrics, they can shortcut to a massively successful career in music, with the theory being supported by success of recent rappers like Sukihana, Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion, and Glorilla, all using these so-called tactics. But, in my opinion, Sexyy Red's appeal is really just the result of her being a truly authentic depiction of herself. She is indeed a sexy, ratchet, female blood. But regardless, Sexyy was not going to let her momentum slow up for anybody. And in August 2023, she and Sukihana would team up to release possibly the most raunchy song of all time, titled Hood Rats. Now, I probably can't even show you these lyrics on YouTube, but her and Sukihana they're basically looking for a guy that likes to eat the brown Skittles, if you catch my drift. And in the second verse, they even seem to suggest they want to suck the dust out of Joe Biden. Sexyy even went on to appear on Angela Yee's Lip Service podcast, boldly admitting that she had caught 2 STDs previously.
I had chlamydia before though twice.
Okay,
but
I mean, that's the most pretty common.
Yeah, very common. This what happened. Me and my together, and we broke up because he was cheating on me. So then we broke up. Then I went and did me. Then he did him, and then we missed each other, came back together.
Something went right.
We both was like, "What's this smell?"
Oh shit!
Like, what's going on? So then we both went to the doctor. Yeah, went to the doctor together, and then we both was like, "Well, you fuck 2 people," and he like, "You fuck 2 people too." I'm like, well, "We don't know who did it. We still don't know."
Did y'all call the people that y'all was with and let them know that something went right?
I think I know who did it, but I'm gonna blame my baby daddy though.
Yeah, blame him.
Now, Sexy's music was getting dirtier by the song, but if Megan Cardi's filthy hit WAP taught us anything, it's that sex sells, and the dirtier the drawers, the stronger the stench. This approach of shock and awe in her music actually allowed Sexyy Red to stand out,
I ain't gonna
and to
lie.
some get more.
And I say it again, that's what catch you about Sexyy Red is that she just be saying whatever. Some shit you just wouldn't expect anybody to say on camera.
Or any female just come outright and say it, like, or admit to it.
Like straightforward, no filter. I don't know what you want to call it, but it just be raw as hell, and it just strike you like, hold on, did she just say that? Like,
Bro,
I had
Sexyy
chlamydia
Red
twice.
Bro, Sexyy Red say
Yellow
shit.
Discharge.
Bro, Sexyy Red say
My
shit that
coochie-
female would die if somebody would found out about.
My coochie pink, my butthole brown.
Okay, maybe that's just biological, but the other part though is like a bit wild.
Like, dog.
More respect, as she was so brutally honest and funny in her music, you just wanted to keep listening. And she knew her formula was gold, and she didn't slow up from there. Sexyy would ultimately go on a spree of scoring numerous all-star features during this time, also while being pregnant. She linked up with Lil Durk on the track Hellcats and SRTs in September, Chief Keef in the remix to the track F My Baby Daddy, but in October, Sexyy would receive possibly the biggest moment in her career when she appeared on the Drake song Rich Baby Daddy along with SZA, featuring on the hook and making one of the biggest moments on Drake's entire album. And to think that Sexyy came from her humble beginnings, making songs for fun, dissing his partner, to collaborating with the biggest artist in the world and making the biggest moment of her album was truly astounding. And to make the situation more viral, Sexyy was pregnant around this time, and the video would even show Drake and SZA taking Sexyy to deliver the baby at the hospital, even causing rumors that Drake may well have been the father. Not another one. Anyway, moving into 2024, Sexyy went on to continue making big and clever moves, such as appearing on a stream with Aiden Ross and pretending they hooked up, a smart way to tap in with his young but huge audience, establishing a good relationship in the streaming industry. Just a few days after that, Sexyy would release the music video to her new song, Get It Sexy, another viral anthem featuring all the components for a hit record. The video would have an appearance from none other than Soulja Boy doing the classic Crank That Dance, Aiden Ross would be in the video streaming himself into a cherry pie, and Drake would appear as Sexy's Day. Now, Billboard already considered the song a viral hit just days within its release, and at this point, Sexyy Red was becoming a cheat code for other people to go viral. Even her Breakfast Club appearance would have everybody talking, as Sexyy, just being herself, chose to stand on business, appearing on the show with no filter, making it immediately clear that she's not fond of the new co-host, Jess Hilarious.
Well, when you came in here, I spoke to you, and the first thing you said was, "No, you can at least look at me."
She don't even want to look at you.
For real. You ain't got to mess with me, but you can look at me.
She walked in and said, "Hey, Charlamagne, hey, DJ Envy," just said hello. She was like, "You be sneak dissing."
Yo, I was going to say my damn self. I'm right here.
I missed that. You missed it. Oh, I see it.
Yeah, no, I spoke to her, and she said, "I don't mess with you, Jess." And I said, "Why?" She said, "Because you be sneak dissing." I said, "All right, tell me what's wrong. Tell me about it. What's up?"
I don't mess with you.
All right, let me know why.
You be sneak dissing.
All right, how do you feel like I sneak diss?
I see everything. I was trying to make sure y'all
understand.
wasn't sneak dissing before I came up here too.
Where we sneak this?
I check everything.
Where we sneak this?
Whether Sexyy Red's persona offends the masses or not, it's hard to ignore the strides that she's taken in her career. Many may criticize her, claiming that she used overly sexual and vulgar lyrics to catapult herself to the top of the game. However, behind it all, there's clearly a well-calculated talent and strategy making everything happen. The recipe was perfect, and it could easily be repeated over and over again. Yet Sexyy Red's unique charisma meant that by just being...
And it isn't necessarily because Sexyy Red isn't the... This might surprise you. It's not because Sexyy Red is the greatest artist of all time that she just had this meteoric rise. Like, it's a formula, G. It's a formula. Thank that man Larry Johnson. Thank Gamma. Thank her tiny hat overlords. Yeah, thank the executives that run the industry. Like, bro, like, they gonna repeat this. Once Sexyy Red is dried up, once they done used and abused this bitch for everything she worth, and she dried to the bone content and music, they gonna spawn another Sexyy Red. It's gonna be a sexy turquoise, like my nigga said. A sexy burgundy. Like, bro, it's a formula. It's a sauce. They got us, and they'll continue to get us.
Sexyy Red and Nice Spice out at one time. They'll be all right.
They gonna continue to get us, G. If at this point... They know what everybody want to hear. Every time they make a Sexyy Red, everybody twerking and making TikToks to it. So why wouldn't they keep making these?
Being herself, she's managed to go viral repeatedly. Seemingly, she's still the same hood rat she was in her first ever releases, with rappers like Cardi B becoming megastars in the late 2010s and singles like WAP reaching Billboard's #1 spot. Maybe the success of these types of rappers is more of a reflection of how our society leans more towards ratchet and overly sexualized content. Now, that's not to say that that's the only way that female artists can get ahead, as there's still plenty of lyrically gifted and talented female MCs that all have their share of success and acclaim. Rappers like Little Sims, No Name, and Rhapsody all break those stereotypes that...
Now, how much push do these rappers get compared to a Sexyy Red, a Ice Spice, a Sukiana?
Not at all. We don't hear none about them.
Nah,
I bet
be
you
honest.
didn't even know about them, women.
I've heard of 2 of these 3.
I ain't heard not one of them, I ain't gonna lie.
But they don't get no push. They don't get that same push.
I'm sorry, but who in God's name is Little Sims? Who? No Name?
I've heard of No Name.
I've
heard of Rhapsody. I have not heard of Lil Sims.
Well, I don't know. Probably the system let you in on that one.
I don't know. I
Rhapsody?
just stumbled upon them. I ain't gonna say I'll listen to their music.
I thought that was a company. Like, God damn it, Keith. Y'all women need to support yourselves better. Especially the ones actually be speaking that shit.
Wouldn't nobody know about these artists unless you was like truly a fan of women's hip hop. You would have to like be deep inside that rabbit hole. No Diddy. to know about these artists for, because they're not getting pushed.
I would think even if you did know about females hip hop, there's so many other women that doing that degenerate shit. It would just pile on top of them.
Yeah, it just kind of gets buried for real.
You
got to go searching for shit like this.
There's enough female J. Cole's and shit. There's not enough.
Man, even J. Cole be getting played. So what you think of female J. Cole, the equivalent to a J. Cole, the female J. Cole? How much spins you think she's getting?
Boy,
come on now.
Man.
Have been attached to females within hip-hop. Many of them managed to become successful in the male-dominated
Now when the best rapper in her city is a Sexyy Red clone
rap scene without ever having to describe the color of their booty holes. And despite the sex-driven shortcuts that Sexyy Red has seemingly benefited from, that doesn't mean that she didn't still have a hard come-up. After an appearance on Lil Yachty's podcast, Sexyy would even give an insight into some of the real horrors that she'd been a victim to in her past.
Can you tell us like the craziest thing that's ever happened to you?
Crazy. It's gonna stay between us.
I got one. That's the craziest thing that ever happened to me.
Hey, yo.
Maybe something a little bit. Maybe something.
Let's go. I mean, I don't know. Like,
maybe something.
Shootout?
Yeah, there we go. Shootout.
There we go.
High speed?
That's more.
How they gonna
like, but come on now. Like, we already knew she done been in shootouts and high speeds. Like,
yeah, come on now. Like, but she said, "Oh man, she got great before." I'd have been like, "Yeah, all right, fuck it." Hey,
that's the dark side about that lifestyle they don't tell you about.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like, majority of like them hood bitches have been touched on before. Like,
I don't know. I don't want to get into the numbers. You might trigger some folk, but I definitely say that's the dark side about that lifestyle. They do not tell you about when you dealing with these hood niggas, these niggas with no moral, these niggas who just do whatever, right? They do whatever, right?
God.
Yeah, they do whatever. Trust me. When they off they pills, when they drunk as shit off they ass,
fresh home from jail,
man, stop playing. Your ass look like a fucking T-bone steak.
Yeah. That was crazy.
Wait.
We just want to say we are sorry.
Yeah, that is crazy. Yeah, wait, that's definitely
that is bad.
That is unfortunate.
It's not something we should speak on.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the shootouts and stuff.
Look, she more willing to speak on it than they are. She said, okay, well, I was going to tell y'all exactly what happened.
Man,
like,
well, you know y'all ain't them soft. Come on now.
Yeah, low key. That is funny, though. You see how open she was to talk about that shit with nothing to her.
Yeah,
they was just like, oh, I'm sorry that happened to you. Let's change the topic.
Man, I would push the mic closer to her mouth. Like, nah, go ahead, man. Women's awareness, man.
I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie, Sexyy Red. If you want to get on Say and Keep Meeting, tell your story, hit us up. Gmail in the goddamn bio.
Wow.
Hey, let's go.
You know, you have done a lot of things.
Yeah, I have.
And now you're a big rapper.
It isn't as if she was just given a career without any hardships in life. And whether or not the public hates Sexyy Red or believe her success is all just a clever marketing tactic, manipulating the streams and using sex to bait engagement, ultimately she's just being herself, and it's paid off handsomely.
I'm grown. Why do I gotta hide what I want to do? I'm grown, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get it. When people say I'm acting a certain way or I'm being myself, like, what? All I know is to be me, you know? So I don't know how to be no other way. They be saying what you saying, but I'm saying I'm being a hoe because I'm being myself.
So from being practically unknown at the start of 2020.
I don't know, it all depends. Are you a hoe?
Are you a hoe? And again, this is probably, y'all don't even know, 100 times saying that. We'll probably say it 100 more times on this show. Ain't nothing wrong with being a hoe. We love hoes. Hoes got their place in society. I tell you like it is, man. But we just got to let the hoes know to stay over there while the rude women and honorable women stay over here. There's a difference.
You will never be wives.
Don't mix in.
And wives, you will never be hoes. Well, you shouldn't want to be at least.
3 to being at the top of the industry. In
you label your seasonings in the pantry,
Sexyy
don't you?
Red is
You don't want to get your seasonings mixed up, your salt and your
making,
sugar. Them is 2 different seasonings, right? Look the exact same. You don't want to get them shits mixed up.
Here to stay. Let me know in the comments what you think of Sexyy Red. And if you like this type of kind of throwback rap biography style of video like I used to do back in the day, let me know down in the comments, run up those views, and I might make more videos like this. Anyway, until next time, it's been your boy Trap Lord Ross.
And shout out Trap Lord Ross again. Shout out Candace Owens for giving us that little background on Larry Johnson, man.
Her supporters.
Real interesting episode, man. Kind of gave y'all a little bit of game on who Sexyy Red is, who brought her to us, you know, kind of like what's made her blow, how she's went viral with the crazy lyrics, the vulgarity, the shock appeal. But yeah, it's what sells, man. And, you know, she grew up in that gang hood culture, and that's all she rapping about. And that's what people want to hear. So, I mean, shit. That's why we have Sexyy Red, and that's why she's all over the radio doing collabs with our biggest artists, and It looked like she here to stay. What you think, Seth?
And look, bro, the main reason we have Sexyy Red is to push our women towards degeneracy and low-key to just to bring the value of the black community down through spoken words. Because, you know, if you hear it enough, you're gonna start incorporating it in your life. So if you hear this hoeing music enough, you're probably gonna start hoeing. I'm just saying that's just how it works with this music hypnotism. So please fight the brainwash. Do not. It's okay to listen to Sexyy Red, but bro, don't act out this music. Just like, please, don't start beefing with your baby daddy on a high level just because you listen to Sexyy Red. Don't let that hype you up. But yeah, that's how I feel about the whole ordeal. It's just really just a whole big mind control. It's a whole big push on black women to get them to act like hoes and to pretty much turn them all into sex toys.
And look, I support anybody with a hustle, and I support fun. Because I've talked to some females that listen to Sexyy Red, and they say, oh, it's just fun. I'm just having fun listening because it's fun to listen to. And I can get behind that idea. It's just more so the message. And you do have to be conscious of what you're listening to, regardless of if you listening to it for the purpose of fun or whatever. You have to be conscious of what get played and what you listen to.
Yep, don't let them make you a brain dead sex toy, okay? That's what they're going for.
And I support fun. So have your fun, but just realize what you're listening to.
Nah,
but yeah.
for real.
Hope y'all enjoyed that breakdown, man. S.E.T Media, we give you content like this on a daily. So if you just now tuning in, make sure to like the video, subscribe on your way out. Got a membership program. Be sure to check that out. It's S.E.T Media, man. We're going to head out. We'll be back later with more